Welcome to Arbitrary Podcast Recordings, the official Arbitrary Phrase Records podcast, and the only indie music related podcast run by like a 6-foot bearded person from Southern California. Probably. If there is, let me know, because I don't want to be putting that intro out there. My first ever guest is the frontman of Backseat Trash. Debut single, Fairly to Partly Cloudy, is available on like pretty much every streaming service right now. His name is Julian Michaels, but you may know him better by his singer-songwriter stage name Jules, motherfucking goddamn sons of bitchin' Burne. Jules, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. That intro was amazing. I gotta give it to you.
I think you have a bit of a long stage name. You might want to shorten that.
Honestly, I'm just gonna go by Jules.
Just Jewel?
Jules.
Who is it that was making that joke in the group chat?
I think it was Rusty. Shout out to Rusty.
Oh my god, I love them so much.
Honestly.
If Arbitrary Phrase Records is like a family, they are like the youngest sons.
They are, I feel like, a bad influence.
We've been playing this for like a month. The one time we decide to sit down, it starts raining in Southern California. I imagine it's not going to be picked up on the microphone, but it's still just like an affront to God, and I'm really upset by it.
It's raining in Southern California.
It's like a dry, barren wasteland here, like 99 out of 100 days. And then suddenly, they know that us sinners are getting up on this podcast about to be talking to sacrilege about music.
I bless the rains down in Southern California.
My house is going to be struck by lightning. All right, it should be kept in mind that this is like not a very professional podcast. I imagine you could glean that from what we went on. But Jules, it is very important to make one very serious note before we start this. All kidding aside, Backseat Trash is online.
Oh, Backseat Trash is very online.
Backseat Trash is online. It has been online. And let's listen to a clip from their aforementioned debut single, Fairly to Partly Cloudy, right now. What most people don't know is that was actually like a really early Jules Burne demo.
Yeah.
Numb. Remember that? That was never put up for streaming, but I love hearing that progress. You know, it's like the equivalent of like the early Front Bottoms. They like put out their new like remixed versions of the old songs. They make it sound like much more realized, you know?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, wow. I didn't consciously do that, but like, yeah, thank you for that comparison.
Musicians do that all the time. It's like when they have like a really early musical idea, like Jim Bogart, you can tell that they had like ideas for that song, but like once they had like a studio and like actual like production value, they were able to like really, you know, drive that song home.
Yeah, it wasn't in the basement in one takes. Although I love those recordings so much better. So like, but I feel kind of the opposite way about mine in certain ways. Numb is off of Avant Nar, which is like the first record I did put out under Jules Burne. And that was, I broke the bottom end of my strings, so I only was using the low end so I was only using 3 strings on that whole record. But I mean, that record,
you legends.
Broke legend.
Couldn't afford any more strings.
Yeah, the whole summer just rocking the 3 strings.
Should have just like tied rubber bands to your guitar, man. You gotta fucking MacGyver that shit. You can't just be going around giving up on the amount of strings you have.
Yeah, I remember playing shows that summer and breaking out my guitar, and they were like three strings. I'm like, yeah, it's all we're rocking right now. I'm sorry.
How many songs did you write when you were in that like 3-string phase?
Probably like 9 plus like.
Oh my God,
like,
I can't imagine taking like how many musical like ideas are you able to convey just through 3 strings?
Not many. They sounded like
I imagine when it's like
similar. Like, yeah, it's kind of fun. I was listening to like a lot of Jeff the Brotherhood and like garage rock, and that doesn't really come through on that record, but Jeff the Brotherhood only uses 3 strings, so I was like,
that's what's really funny, because the front bottom self-titled, which is like the production on that album is pretty damn good. That was actually all still recorded in a garage, which is really impressive.
Yeah, that record is really impressive.
So whenever people say like, oh, I recorded this in my bedroom, like, don't go harsh on the production, it's like, dude, you can go really far in a bedroom. Fucking Brockhampton, look at them.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Brockhampton.
Shout out to Julian Michaels. Now, how many people throughout your life have made a Jillian Michael joke? Jillian Michaels.
Oh my
sorry.
God. Most people, that's like the
most
go-to
people that
one.
you meet.
Yeah. I still get texts to this day of people in stores seeing workout DVD and just snapping me and being like, yo.
Oh my God. What most people don't know is that that's not her birth name. Her birth name is Jillian McCarris.
Oh.
She got the last name Michaels when she like married Brett Michaels in like 2001. So like you're the original because you were born before 2001.
That is so true. That is. I was born.
Actually, no, it was a complete lie. She's a lesbian. Her last name might be McCarris. I have no fucking clue.
God damn it. I'm a fake. I'm a fraud.
Sorry. I don't. I'm glad you actually like went full on like, oh, that is the truth, man.
I was like damn, he's got some Jillian Michaels research. This podcast is amazing.
No, I completely made that up. But speaking of the early 2000s, you know, when you were born, probably.
Yes.
You started playing music in like 5th grade. I saw some. What was that show you played where that one guy was doing a really awkward, quick interview where it looked like he had some idea, like an ABC sort of thing, but then he didn't do that?
Oh my God. Oh no. Zach Anderson.
It was like right before Window came out.
Yeah. What is that called? Z to A.
Z to A, yeah, that's what it was.
Because his name's Zach Anderson, so it's his initials. Shout out to Zach Anderson. He's a cool man. He
is. He has like a lot of pretty cool performances on that whole YouTube channel.
Yeah, that interview was interesting for me because first of all, it was my first video interview, and right before it, I had gotten super fucking baked. So
oh, that's not evident at all, Jules. Don't worry. Nobody will catch on to that.
Well, that's just like my normal state, I think. So but yeah, I got super baked. Then he was like, "You want to do the interview?" And I was like, "Yes." But Zach is really cool. He is kind of the reason why Backseat Trash is together. He asked me to do a like showcase show at the studio, and I was like, yeah. So I went to the studio and I met my bass player and producer, and then I played a Pavement song and where I yelled, and he liked my bass player James. Shout out to James. He liked that song, and then he told me to hit him up and to work on some music, and that's how Backseat Trash happened. So.
And, of course, Backseat Trash is online now at this point, thanks to Zach Anderson.
Yes. Z2A interviews to back
Google him.
in the seat.
Google him right now.
Google him.
Stop listening to this podcast right now. And you do have to come back, I hope you realize. Pause this podcast. We'll come up, subscribe to him, and then come back. And if you have the will that I do, you probably won't end up watching any of his videos because ADHD is a real bitch.
True.
But you told him that you had been playing music since 5th grade. Like, what kind of music were you playing back in 5th grade?
Covers. Like, I'd been trying to get a band together with my friends who didn't play instruments. In 5th grade, I went to an all-Catholic school for... It's so surprising, but
you ever heard that Mike Birbiglia joke where he says that you can tell when somebody went to Catholic school because they're an atheist?
Yes, I have.
I guess that holds true to you as well.
It really does. Most of my friends, too, that went to Catholic school were all sinners.
He said it really beats it out of you. Did you, like, perform for anybody in 5th grade, or was it just, like, to yourself?
No.
No?
Like a talent show. I played The Offspring.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Little 10-year-old Julian Michaels.
Yeah, just
up
guitar.
On the stage.
I didn't know I could sing yet.
What Offspring song? Hit me with a classic.
Come Out and Play.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
I believe. But it was a Catholic school, so I didn't know the lyrics of it, and we had to submit lyrics. So when I had read the lyrics, I was like, oh no, This is about gang violence, and I will never be able to play this in the talent show. So my mom just told me, she was like, well, just put Pretty Fly for a White Guy's lyrics in place. I was like, that's brilliant.
Did you actually do that?
I did actually do that.
Wait, like, are you talking about the instrumental to the Offspring song with the lyrics to Pretty Fly for a White Guy?
Yeah, no, you just had to submit the lyrics.
Oh.
They didn't listen to the song.
Huh.
Yeah.
So when you were on stage, you played the actual song?
Yeah, no, it was just me with the guitar, no backing track or no band. So they did not know the lyrics. I didn't sing or anything.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that you were playing.
Oh, yeah, that makes it okay. Well, let's cut here.
I hope you understand that cuts are only reserved for things that I want to remove.
Oh shit, never mind. I'm just kidding.
So I imagine that you were listening to a lot of rock in 5th grade. Well, because in 5th grade, Linkin Park was like my shit. What was your what did you stand in 5th grade?
5th grade was 5th grade was when I had just learned about music after like the 80s.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I was like super into dad rock. Like Led Zeppelin was my favorite band, but then like My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, of course, Green Day.
Just because you mentioned those 3 bands in a row, I have to go on this quick tangent. My dad is very much a rock guy. He likes alt rock. He listens to My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, but like Tool and also. But he does like My Chemical Romance, Fall Out Boy, Offspring. But he refuses to believe that is emo music. What part, have you seen what My Chemical Romance looks like?
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to say like that. I mean, is he like an emo purist, or is he just like that's not emo? Like it's just rock.
He thinks that like emo means that like the shit I listen to, where it's like whiny people. He doesn't think that something like very grandeur like Black Parade can be an emo song. He's like, that's not emo. He's not emotional. He's just singing. It's like, what the fuck?
He's singing about death. I veto that. It's emo as fuck.
He was like, when I think of emo, I think of people with like their black hair down. They're all sad. It's like, dude,
the first 2 records for
exactly.
That. Yeah.
Look up any fucking like early My Chemical Romance band promos.
Yeah.
And it's the antithesis. I think antithesis is the word I'm trying to use there.
It is the antithesis of emo.
For some reason, antithesis sounds like, in addition to being like the definition of, it sounds like it also means the opposite of. So every single time I say it, I feel like I sound like an asshole. It's questionable. I think it might be anti, but
yeah.
I don't think the prefix ant is making me
that prefix.
Well, actually,
ant.
Yeah, you're right. Antonym. Oh, I just couldn't get my mind off Ant-Man.
Oh, Paul Rudd, shout out if you're listening, Paul Rudd.
Oh my! Did you see the one promo that they had for Ant-Man where Paul Rudd and what is he, Michael Douglas? I forget the guy's name.
Yeah, that's Michael Douglas.
They're both just like fucking ham boning, like slapping their knees, and then Michael Douglas is like, ants. Have you seen that?
I have not seen that. I wish I saw that.
It was a TV plug. It was the fucking greatest thing I've ever seen. It was like Tim and Eric level shit.
I really hope that's all Paul Rudd's idea.
Paul Rudd's fucking hilarious. I love him.
Yeah.
I watch Celery Man like at least twice a month.
Yeah, I was just about to bring up Celery Man because you just said Tim and Eric.
Oh my god, Celery Man is like, I can't even describe like why I think that's funny. Like, there's no joke in that entire sketch.
Yeah, it's just so absurd and it makes no sense and there's no context. Mm-hmm. It's hilarious. I love that comedy that lives in like a vacuum.
Yeah. Have you seen what like Tim Heidecker is like very much a prolific comedian. Like he's constantly working on like new comedy shit.
Oh yeah, I follow him on everything.
Did you see the trial of Tim Heidecker when that went up?
Yes.
That was fucking legendary.
Wasn't that like an offshoot of Off Cinema?
On Cinema?
Yeah.
It was like all the lore of this like joke cinema review show just like conglomerated into this enormous like mock trial that was played out like really seriously, aside from him being a complete ass. Oh my god, it was amazing. He was
doing like the Decker thing, the Decker character.
And so many people thought that he was actually like being held on trial for stuff and thought that that's how he behaved in real life.
Yeah, it's
oh my god.
His commitment is so great.
Yeah, oh my god. I can't imagine like going through these like they did split it up, but like still like 30-minute long takes where like you don't let out a giggle or anything like that.
Yeah, I could not work with him. He's so fucking funny.
Do you think he like looks for actors like specifically also like the Tim and Eric talk on our music podcast?
Yeah, right.
Do you think he specifically like for that trial he like looked up actors that like do not understand his type of comedy so they like could not laugh at it?
I hope. I mean, I don't know how they get the people that they do for
honestly
those shows and like the Eric Andre show because they produce that, or Nathan For You and any of those shows. But like,
oh my god, Nathan For You.
They pick out such perfect people for each scenario.
Nathan For You is like one of the perfect examples of just like a genius at work.
Honestly, I'm so sad that it's over, but
yeah,
the finale of that show was better than the Game of Thrones finale.
How did we get here? We were talking about like where you went to school. Where did you go to school? I looked up on your old Bandcamp. It said like from this area that I don't think you go to anymore. But the only stuff that was on there was like these really weird list of schools that were like all about birds. There was like Turkey Hill and Peck Place.
Oh, I lived off of Turkey Hill. I did not go to school up here in Connecticut. I lived in Fort Myers, Florida.
Okay.
So I went to St. Francis Xavier School.
What's with all the bird fucking obsession?
There's not much in Connecticut, but we do have government-funded birds.
Government-funded birds?
Yeah,
I'm sorry?
They're not real, the birds. The government creates them.
Oh,
releases them out to the wild. To survey people, yeah. Yeah, so I went to school in Florida, then became an atheist in like 6th grade.
That was quick.
Did not go to the Catholic sister school of St. Francis. I went to an art school.
Naturally.
Yeah, that was
because what you make is arts. Backseat Trash is online, everybody.
Oh my god, yeah, it's trash art. What's good?
What was like the turning point for you when you realized that like you were an atheist? Because for me, it was this babysitter that I had that was like very hyper religious, and like she was talking about how she was gonna make like a pilgrimage to Africa and like spread Christianity, and we were like, why? And she was like, so that way they can go to heaven. And we were like, so people that don't know about God are going to hell? And she was like, yes. And I was like, what? That was like the turning point for me.
I feel that. It's kind of similar to me, but like I think, you know, in like when you go to Catholic school, like I feel like their indoctrination is in stages. So it's like,
yeah.
So it's like when you're little, it's just normal because they're just like, you know, everything's God themed. But as you progress and you get older and you start being able to retain information, they start hitting you with the hard stuff, you know. And then so it was like in like 5th grade or so, we finally had like theistic religion class where you'd sit down and we had to read the Bible and shit. And I just kept coming up with things where I'd hear them and they were repeated to me, and I'd be like, I don't know if like that really aligns to what I think. And like the message is good, but then the way that like hearing the stories and stuff, and then them being like, this actually happened. And I was like, I don't think that did happen though. And like I remember in 5th grade, like the moment I was like, yo, fuck this, was there was a girl in my class. I don't remember her name. Sorry about that. But like,
I'm sure she's listening.
She is definitely listening. If you're actually listening from St. Francis, hit me up. That'd be really interesting. The old principal hits me up, wants me to come play a show there. No, she was sitting in class. Her dog had died the day before.
Yeah.
And she was bawling in class. And I remember, like, the religion teacher was this, like, super tall, like, lanky woman. And she looked like an ex-nun. Like, she was kind of creepy looking. Yeah. That's what religion does to you. Makes you look creepy. Um, and she told the girl, like, asked her why she was crying, what was wrong. And she was like, my dog died, and my parents told me that, like, dogs, like, animals don't go to heaven because they can't be baptized, and they don't have souls because they can't be baptized and they're not sentient. And the teacher, instead of being like, oh no, that's like lying, and being like, yeah, sure, like some dogs can go, she was like, yeah, they're right, like dogs don't have souls, and like they don't go to hell, they just like. So she's like, are they in purgatory?
Your dog is gone forever. Your dog is never coming back. Get over it.
Yeah, basically. And so I was just like, that's... Jesus. And she just like started like screaming, like crying, like had to go to the nurse's office and shit because that's traumatizing.
Yeah. It's funny because we were talking about PragerU right before, PragerU. I don't know how the fuck do you pronounce it. I don't want to give fucking a lick of thought to what they do.
True.
But the guy had a video where it was like, why there is an afterlife, and he's basically just like, it sounds like a guy having an existential crisis for like 8 minutes, because he's saying like, if there is no afterlife, then evil people, child murderers, thieves, rapists, then they have no punishment in the end, and there is no greater justice for these people if an afterlife doesn't exist. It's like, yeah,
dude. That's exactly
like,
right.
You're constantly telling people life isn't fair and shit, and then you refuse to believe that like bad people can like not be punished eternally.
Those people can't read. Like they've never read a book.
I think we should definitely stay on the topic of religion for the rest of this podcast. I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah, fuck religion.
I noticed that a lot of your early Bandcamp stuff was uploaded under Boyfriend Fighter Records. So how many boyfriends have you fought?
Zero.
Oh, so you're a fraud.
I'm a fraud. Yeah, that's a now defunct record label. When I had started it out, and I was like, I'm gonna put out my own music, and then as I'm sure you know, starting a record label sucks. It's hard. It's hard work. Like you have to be dedicated and like really have connections and stuff. So after Julian Michaels, and I didn't really see the need for it, I was just like, I can just put it out without having to do this stuff.
Yeah, because the whole record label shit, I just like completely accidentally fell into all of that. I did not go, because I talked about like on my Facebook like 4 years ago, like, oh, I'd love to have a record label, but I did not like one day just be like, I'm gonna just start a record label today. Like the whole McCafferty thing was going on, and so like I like inexplicably became their manager just because I was running their GoFundMe. And then
a lot of people don't know that.
I don't know how even accurate the term manager is, but that's what Nick was calling me. And so after that, Luke Friday, I'm so sorry, I've never said his name out loud or even like spoken to him, but he's a friend of mine on Facebook, and he has a little project called Expect Delays.
Okay.
And he only had it on Bandcamp, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna figure out how to get this guy's music up, and I uploaded that. That thing's not even on Spotify anymore. It was like, I think like 3 years ago. Okay. And then after that, I realized that once you make $50, that's when they pay you. So if you never make $50 in like the 20 years you've had your music on Spotify, you don't get a dime. And I was like, that's fucked. So I reached out to like all these artists. You were like one of my very first ones, right? I think you were like my third.
I believe so. It was
because you were in the McCafferty Facebook group, and that's how we got in contact.
Yeah,
and we were talking on Tumblr, and that's how I got your music up, which is crazy because like for so long your music was like getting like 5 monthly listeners, and then like I think r/folkpunk blew up KK Slider Tattoo, and so now I think you're averaging like 100 something right now.
I haven't checked in so long. I think it's 100 though. I believe.
Yeah, 120. That's
wow. See, that's pretty good.
That's what I love. I love seeing artists like finally getting like more recognition than just being in like the forever like 3 monthly listeners. That's so depressing to me. I hate when artists don't get the recognition they deserve.
Yeah, same. Like, and a bunch of people on the record label, I feel like, deserve such a big bump in listeners that like sometimes I'm listening to stuff and I'm like, wow, I can't believe this like doesn't have more people. So like I try to tell people about music. I'm so bad at it, but I mean, I'm always texting like people, like being like, "Yo, you should listen to this."
Word of mouth is like such a tricky thing because like it only works when you have like a lot of people spreading word of mouth. So if you've got like one like fucking diehard stan like spreading your music to all their friends, it'll probably only get so far because like their circle of friends will only like leak so far. So you need like adjust the sales. You need like all these stands spreading their own circles, and then hopefully they'll overlap and just keep spreading your music more and more. Because like I was very much a fan of the Jules Burne music.
Thank you so much.
I listened to that shit so much. So I was trying to promote it on Reddit and stuff, and it's such a weird thing. It seems random, like when something will get like front page of a subreddit.
Yeah, did that get front page?
Yeah, I think it got like 80 something upvotes, so it got like
Holy
front
shit.
page of folk punk.
That's pretty. I didn't know that.
I didn't know it until I was like researching stuff for this interview, because I just searched Jules Burne, and like one of the very first things was the post to r/folkpunk.
That's crazy. Yeah, because I remember like when that kind of happened. Like it was like a couple months after Windows had come out, and I mean Windows had gotten like the best reception that I've put out from a record so far when it just first came out. So I was like happy. Like I got like 20 streams, and I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, dude, like great. I'm happy with that. And then all of a sudden I just started getting followers and shit, and I was like, what's not like hundreds, but like, you know, but like followers, and then them messaging me and being like, yo, this shit's dope. And I was like,
yeah, like people actually taking notice instead of just like adding their song to Spotify. People reaching out and being like, you know what, I like this music so much, I want to like let this person know. That's like,
yeah,
I've had people like reach out to me like through like editing and stuff, me like, dude, I love your stuff. And I'm like, fuck, dude, the only thing I need as like a creator is just that quick like, love your stuff. I'm like, shit, the fact that you went out of your way to let me know that.
Right, I'm not quitting today because of you.
Exactly, yeah. Today is not the day I delete my YouTube channel. We're very much past the days of I just hope the aliens believe in me as much as I believe in them.
Oh my god, yeah. First record. Yeah.
When did you decide that blonde hair wasn't your thing? Because that's a classic album cover.
Oh yeah, that's actually the second album cover of that. When that record had come out, my big ex-girlfriend from like high school, my big ex-girlfriend, yeah, that was fun, but she made
no, I know exactly what you mean. I just like the way you worded it.
Right, like yeah, like she had made the album artwork, so I was like, I have to change this after we broke up.
Oh, so you're saying that was the second iteration of the album artwork for that?
Yeah, I had brown hair when that album came out.
Oh.
And then
how long did the blonde hair last?
A year. And then I shaved my head off.
Really?
Yeah, I shaved my head.
Damn, I never got to see shaved Jules. I've only seen long hair Jules.
This is the long hair I've been growing my hair out for like 2 years now.
How long is it right now? Because I know some people like fucking Brutal Moose on YouTube. He grows hair like nobody's fucking business.
Yeah. It's pretty long. I need a haircut. I have not done anything to it. It's like past my shoulder. It's pretty long.
Damn, dude. I had a friend all throughout elementary school who he'd grown his hair out, like he had never gotten a haircut or something like that. Or like when he was like 4 or something, he decided that he wanted to keep growing his hair out, and he didn't cut it until like 7th grade, 8th grade. So it was like down to his ass, long hair. And
oh shit.
He was talking about how he wanted to donate it to like Locks of Love or something like that, but apparently that's like defunct now. And
oh really?
So he was like something like that. I don't think you can do that anymore. I don't remember.
That sucks. But then I totally do that.
At the time he cut it, like the BP oil spill happened, and so he sent his hair for that, because hair is very absorbent, so they were going to use it to like essentially sop up like sponges the oil, because like
I've never heard that. That's wild.
Yeah, well, hair is like crazy absorbent. You know how long your hair fucking stays wet?
That's so true.
So they sent it to these nonprofits that were gonna like try to soak up the oil with the hair, but like not a single one was ever used or something like that, and their website's like still up.
Fuck, they're fucking hair thieves.
Oh, hey, speaking of water, this is gonna be a very loose dot connect to something else that I wanted to bring up. We're gonna connect the ocean to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea to Jules Verne.
Yeah. Yes.
You a fan of Jules Verne, or is that just like a name you came up with?
No, So like I decided in like I in like 20 after my first record came out, and then I put out another little like release with a couple of good songs on there that I was actually listening to that the other day. I should like do something with those old songs. I was like, I need a change and I need to distance my like art from my person. Like I felt like that's what I needed to do. So I was like, I'm going to go under like a title, and I chose Jules Burne because I thought that the Jules Verne play on words with like a stoner spin was funny at the time. And I still
it's a stoner spin? I thought it was like an anarchist spin, you know?
You know, it could be. It's open for interpretation, but like
okay. Now it's open up to interpretation.
It can be. I like that. I like that so much. I think I'm gonna tell people that it's an anarchist interpretation from now on. So thank you, Noah.
But you seem to be a little bit of a literature nerd, because like you've got that Chuck Palahniuk quote in what is it? Call Me Back When You Get This.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then you've got the Bukowski.
That whole song is riddled with them. And then Bukowski, which I'm not a fan of. I just want to say this because I've gotten a lot of shit for putting that poem in, because they're like, Bukowski's terrible. And I'm like, I know Bukowski's terrible. You know, like I do not like the guy, but like that poem is very poignant to me.
Yeah,
so.
he's one of those guys that's just like a really interesting figure, like fucking G.G. Allen. He's like, fuck G.G. Allen, but it's so, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of those things that you can't help but marvel at.
And I'm not one of those people to separate the art from the artist, but like both of those people's art are about how shitty of a person they are.
Yeah. So it's like self-aware enough, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, they know how terrible they are. So I feel like, I don't know, but I'm not like religiously into Bukowski, but I do enjoy literature. I do enjoy reading, you know.
Well, that is what I was gonna ask, because Bukowski's like breakout poem book or whatever, I think it was, poems written before jumping out of an 8-story window. Did that at all inspire what's the point of a fucking window? What's the point of a window? What is it?
What's the point of a fucking window you can't jump out of?
Right. I always forget where the fucking is.
Me too. I had to practice that so much before I put it out, because I was like, I have to know this. It's actually from an English series.
Oh.
It's from a book called Nevermind. It's in a Patrick Melrose series. It got adapted into a Showtime show, like the year I think I put that out. But a line from that book and the show is he's coming down from heroin in a hotel room in New York City, and he's looking out the window and trying to open the hotel windows that don't open. And he's just saying, what's the point of a fucking window you can't jump out of? And I was like, oh shit, that's the title to this record.
Man, and all the research I did, I couldn't find that. What a fraud I am.
No, like I don't think that's out there. That's the first time anybody's asked me about the title. So. Well,
yeah, but I figured, like, for some reason, Googling like what's the point of a fucking window, I figured that would come up, but all that came up was you. So I guess you are like leagues better than them, obviously.
I guess. Yeah.
By
fuck all the awards that book got.
Fuck that, like, good programming.
Yeah.
We had 2 album artworks that weren't used, because the first one, the people fucking and you put the bird in front of them on the roof.
Yeah.
And then the second one, which I really liked, that like balloon or whatever that was in that room.
Oh yeah, I totally forgot about that one.
That was a really cool thing. What's really weird though, I don't know how the fuck Route Note realized that second iteration of the Window album artwork was like copyrighted. Because
I had no idea.
Find anything when I looked that up. Where'd you find that image?
I got sent that in like a group chat. Like my friends and I like weird cursed images, and they were like, "Look at this," and I was like, "What
cursed?
Is that?"
It looked like just some sort of vintage photo. It didn't look cursed. It just looked like. Is the full image like way more cursed looking? Did you like edit it, or did you just put the text over it?
I edited it. I put it on a background, and then I put it like in a Polaroid thing.
Oh, okay. So I thought that was the original thing, because it very much looked like somebody would throw it up on like r/fake album art to like, oh look, I made this, and so it seemed like taking a very like inconspicuous image and making it into like a cool little album art. But I didn't know that was like a cursed image that people were sharing.
Me either. I got sent it and I was like, that's cool. I'll like change the color.
If you still have that, you've got to send that to me. I want to know how cursed it looks outside of the context of the album artwork. And it's weird because like as much as I love the that second iteration of the album artwork, the final version that you sent me, it's so aesthetically pleasing. Like, it looks so good on a cassette.
I didn't even mean that.
Yeah, it was like the perfect aspect ratio for it and everything.
I totally ripped off, shout out to Sam Ray from Teen Suicide and American Pleasure Club. I totally ripped them off because they do like weird collage things. So I just had a portrait picture that I had taken outside one day when it was pink. I was like, oh, that's a pretty sunset. I took it outside of my old house.
Yeah, the color palette's really cool. Oh, you know what? Give me 2 seconds. I'm going to go yell at my sister just because she's playing Heartless by whoever the fuck that is.
Kanye West?
Yell at her. Yes. I'm gonna go yell at her.
How could you be so heartless?
She likes to play the same 20 songs on the loudest volume for years on end. So it's Heartless. What other songs are in that rotation? Off the top of my head, I can't remember. But it's basically just like all the fucking 2007 pop hits.
I want to start like a 2000s pop hit cover band called the Black Eyed Keys.
Oh, God. There was the, when I worked at a little retail shop, these people come in and give these free tickets to the local music acts that are performing. It's just like these free tickets just to go and see them at the little theater we have nearby. And they'll have cover bands that come in there, and I can't remember a lot of them, but the best one that I remember is Red Hot Chili Peppers cover band called the Red Not Chili Peppers.
No.
They come up with the fucking greatest things. And if you have to make a cover band, I don't know why you would.
Yeah.
You've got to be fucking coming out with those killer puns.
It's true. Yeah.
I remember there was like some McCafferty drama. Surprise, surprise. But not even from McCafferty, real. From like other people. It was a Front Bottoms cover band, which I didn't know existed.
Yeah, I didn't know existed. That
what were they called? Floodwaters?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
I think they were called Floodwaters off that Twin Size Mattress song.
Yeah, but like I remember on Tumblr when that was happening, I was like, who's McCafferty? And then the whole thing with Snakes coming out as a Front Bottoms song, and like people being like, oh, I found this Front Bottom song, and then I listened to it and I was like, wait, isn't this that band like that I had heard?
Yeah, I found them like I found them when Top Hat came out, and I didn't like them.
Oh, you found them like after Beach Boy?
Oh yeah, the first song I heard by them was Top Hat, and I didn't like really like
so
it.
Bad.
I like Top Hat, but I didn't listen to it all the way through. Oh yeah, I think that's like one of their best songs.
I do not like that song.
I think it's really raw, and I think the subject matter is like kind of interesting because he's like talking about being a bisexual vampire, which is like how many songs are like that?
My Chemical Romance, but
I do like that song a lot. I'm just a sucker for songs that like have many different progressions, like a song that like changes itself up like after 2 minutes and then does that like 3 or 4 times. That's why I fucking love Hooped Earrings so much. People say that's the worst song off the self-titled.
I don't get the hate on Hooped Earrings. Like
Hooped Earrings is so good.
It's underrated.
It's single-handedly like the most underrated Front Bottom song.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't even think that's like a hot take because people will be saying like, oh fucking Molly is such an fuck you.
Everybody knows Molly is good. Exactly. Everybody, if you haven't cried to Molly at least once, I don't think you're a real Front Bottoms fan.
You know what? I had these saved for the end of it so I could just like rapid fire you, but I want to put you on the spot. Fucking, what's the best TFB song to you, Front Bottoms?
TFB song, the best one?
Yeah, what's your favorite?
Oh, my favorite is More Than It Hurts.
Really? That's a bit of an... Well, you know what? I feel like some of the early Front Bottom stans, they really do like More Than It Hurts You.
Yeah, I mean, that's just like... So, and the video, have you seen the video?
No, I haven't seen the video. I didn't know there was one.
It's on Vimeo.
Vimeo? Oh, Vimeo?
Vimeo. What the fuck? I was thinking Adventure Time for some reason. What the hell?
I thought you were talking about Venmo.
Yeah, it's on Venmo. You have to pay this guy. He'll send you the file. It's super legit.
What's your favorite Front Bottoms album, though?
God, I have to be a basic bitch here.
Yeah?
Actually, no, I can't be a basic bitch here because, like...
The basic bitch answer is usually Talon the Hawk.
Yeah, which is, of course, that's a perfect album. But, I mean, like... My Grandma versus Pneumonia.
Really?
has so many good songs, and that was like one of the albums that I just like listened to going to school.
Fucking hot take alert. Hot take alert.
Hot take alert.
Arbitrary podcast recordings. Fucking, you heard it here first. My Grandma vs. Pneumonia is the best Front Bottoms album. You can DM all concerns to at Direct Action Baptist. Why did you change your Instagram to Direct Action Baptist?
I don't know. I was reading a comic, Transmetropolitan, and he went to a religion expo of like all these like futuristic fucked up religions, and one was a Direct Action Baptist, which I thought was so funny.
I can't, for Direct Action Baptist, those words just like when you put them together they don't make sense to me.
Right, so like direct action protesting, of course, is like when you're like out in the shit and like, you know, rioting and stuff. So like direct action baptism would be like you put holy water in a squirt gun and you go and shoot and baptize people. So that's like really funny to me.
That's really good. Oh my god, I can only imagine. Have you seen? Oh fuck, they sell communion wafers on Amazon. Have you seen that?
I have seen that. Senior year, we had people buy them.
Did you see the fucking guy that called it Jeezits?
Jesus, no. Shit, that's my next band.
Your next nickname, Jeezits.
What's up, guys? We're the Jeezits.
Or what about Jeez Nips?
Jeez Nips. Oh yes, we love some Chi Nips.
Chi Nips?
Chi Nips.
Is that what you call them over in Jules Burne land?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so moving on from the Front Bottoms, what about Death Grips? What's your favorite Death Grips record?
Oh man, you know, the thing about Death Grips is that like I think all of their records are so good. So I just want to say that.
See, some of them, like, I'm kind of a basic bitch and can't really get behind, like, what was Crouching Tiger, Hidden Gabber? What was it?
Yeah, the Steroids, the 22-minute long EP song.
That kind of, like, I love, like, some harsh noise music, but, like, at that point, it kind of, like, gets, like, overwhelming to me.
Yeah, I think they were really going for something bold there, and I still like that. Like, it's good, but it's definitely not my favorite.
It's definitely out there. It's pretty experimental. I do appreciate them, but, like, I don't think I'd ever sit down and listen to that on my own time.
Yeah, I've only listened to that, like, twice fully, and there's certain moments of it that I really like, but...
Yeah, well, yeah, there's... Fucking any Death Grips album has its highlights. I don't think they have a bad record.
No. A lot of people hate on Government Plates because of the experimental, and I agree, that's not my favorite, but probably No Love Deep Web for me.
Oh.
I can listen to that front and back.
Yeah. Oh, well, fucking, I don't, you know what? I'm not even going to put my takes out there for most of these, but so many people get shit for saying that the Money Store is their favorite. It's such a fun listen for me. Like, every song is like just super fucking...
Yeah, the Money Store is a god tier album. Like, that's a 10. It's a 10 album.
I mean, there's some days where like you gotta fucking put on Tachyon, but
yeah,
some I don't know. The Money Store is just an album that I can listen to like pretty much any time of day.
I'd say for me, like, my top 3 are definitely No Love, Money Store, and then Ex-Military.
What do you like more about No Love Deep Web?
I think like the aesthetic, because they like really toned it down, I feel like, on that one. So like there wasn't too much, because I might be speaking out like wrong, but I believe No Love came after Money Store.
Yes, it did.
So they were like, we just put out such a pop record, let's make it more minimalistic and like guttural. So they have some like, and the lyrics on that album are very, very dark. It's
kind of like a fucking... I know some people hate on Dismemberment Plan, but God, I love Dismemberment Plan.
I like a couple of their songs.
Well, see, what was their first album? I think it was just like Exclamation Point, their first album. It was very much just like hard punk, and then they put out what's it fucking called? The Dismemberment Plan are Afraid. What is it called? Oh God, I'm gonna lose my mind.
I do not know. I am not a Dismemberment Plan.
Oh, give me the album. The Dismemberment Plan is Terrified. That was their like next album, and then they just put out fucking like Emergency and I, which to me is like a fucking like strong 9 album. That is like one of my favorite punk records.
I'll have to check that out.
It's like one of the few albums that I think uses math rock to like its absolute advantage. because it seems like a lot of people use math rock just to be like, look, we're doing different.
Yeah.
The Dismembered Plan is Terrified was like, it was pretty accessible. You know, they had the Ice of Boston, which is like their biggest hit. And then right out the gate, the first song of Emergency and it's just like weird and kind of eerie. I think it's the same kind of thing that you have for No Love Deep Web. I just love that they just like fucking went all out there. You can tell they put a lot of heart into that album. I love it.
Yeah.
There's so much cool imagery. What's that one song? You Are Invited, where it's talking about this one guy who he's depressed because he never goes out, and then somebody gives him a ticket that will get him into any party anywhere, so he's invited eternally to whatever he wants to go to. And then he's like living his life, and then he sees some other really depressed guy, and he's like, you know what, I think this guy needs it more than I do. I love fucking these unique stories that people tell on their records, you know?
Yeah, me too. I do like that.
Like, what was it? What's a Dollar Cost on To Pimp a Butterfly? That's like a really good story
Yeah.
song.
Well, I mean, Kendrick, he's such a storyteller in his music.
I think that's why I didn't quite like Damn as much. It didn't seem quite as like a theme, you know?
Yeah, it seems more like he just made like a record.
Yeah. He was very much like, it seems like he was really into concept records, like in Good Kid, Mad City. That's very much a concept album.
Yeah, exactly.
And then To Pimp a Butterfly is like a weird combination of like poetry. I love To Pimp a Butterfly. That's like my favorite record.
Yeah, that's why I'm so surprised like he won the Pulitzer for Damn and not To Pimp a Butterfly.
You know what? I think it might have just been the pull that he got after To Pimp a Butterfly, you know? Because I think like the Grammys really like cemented the fact that like you have to be listening to Kendrick Lamar at this point.
It's
like,
true.
If you're not listening to Kendrick, what the fuck are you doing? That guy won like 70 Grammys at the, what was that, 2016?
Yeah. I want to say 2016 because the album came out in like 2015. So it would be 2016.
What about Tyler swept the Grammys too, didn't he?
No.
I don't think he swept, but like they were finally like recognizing him as like a real fucking musician, whereas before they were like, oh fucking
Kendrick won last instead of Flower Boy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I liked Flower Boy better than Damn, but like Damn is still a great record.
Yeah, I don't think Damn's bad by any means. I do like Flower Boy better. What do you think of Igor? Have you listened to that yet?
I have. I've been listening to that a lot. I really like it a lot.
Do you think Igor is better than Flower Boy though?
See, I can't do that because like I think there's such different things. Like Flower Boy was like Flower Boy I feel like was a continuation of Wolf, because the only record I have not really cared for by Tyler was Cherry Bomb.
Yeah.
I mean, I like some of the songs on there, but like through the whole thing I feel like it was just like a very I was just like, I don't understand this very much, which is fine. I don't think it was for me to understand or anything. But then Flower Boy was like Wolf, bigger and beautiful. And I was like, this is fantastic. So now Igor, I feel like is a completely different creature because there's not really rapping on it. It's
very much like when Flower Boy came out, people were saying that like, oh, this is like Childish Gambino putting out Awaken My Love. And I was like, I don't really know. But Igor very much feels like that kind of evolution.
Yes.
You know?
But he's like, I'm going to do something different.
Yeah, not even just doing something different. It feels like maturity, like evoked through music. It feels like he's really like, I really want to start putting stuff out there that it's more timeless. It feels like it can be enjoyed a bit young. Because like fucking Yonkers, like that was a bop song, you know? But I don't feel like in like 20 years people are still going to be talking about Yonkers.
I don't know. I think I hope, but like I hope like one day like there'll be like old ass people telling their kids and be like, this guy ate a roach.
Tyler fucking ate a roach. That's like, why does everybody only talk about the roach from Yonkers?
Yeah, not him hanging himself at the end.
Exactly. It was like way more weird shit. It's also obvious that he didn't actually eat the roach. So.
Oh, he did.
No, he like reaches off screen and then grabs something else.
Nah, I think didn't on Loiter Squad or something they had like behind the scenes footage or something.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I can't remember, but I believe he actually did eat that roach.
Huh.
Because I believe it caused some shit because it was like an actor roach. You know how like you buy like bugs for
movies?
An
actor roach? I'm sorry. Do people go to like like roach fucking talent shows and scout out their roach actors?
Dead ass, like Hollywood, like has like famous bugs, you know?
Really? Are you serious?
I'm being dead serious. Like, you know,
Famous
animal
bugs?
actors. There's like when they use like a big tarantula for a movie or something.
What?
Like it's a.
I mean,
it's
I know, like the ravens and crows and like monkeys and shit that they've put in like Dunstan. I didn't bugs.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think bugs.
How do you train a bug to do like the acting actions that you want it to do?
I don't think you can. I think you just
then
find an outlet to make money.
Is it just like an attractive bug that looks good on film?
Maybe. I don't know the specifics, but I know that they use.
I don't know. You have to like fucking explain this whole thing to me. You have to be the martyr for the bug acting community because I am so culture shocked as to what you just told me.
Google bug actors.
We need bug Oscars,
in Bug's
dude.
Life they used all real bugs.
That wasn't CGI, dude. Didn't you see ants?
It was it was real bugs.
We got on such a tangent. I was gonna ask you because your name on Discord is also C-Flunk. You got a song on your early records called C-Flunk. What's C-Flunk?
I have no idea. I remember in like 2013, my friend from like freshman year sent me this. I forgot the MTV show, but it was like a cool show. Anthony Fantano was on it one time. It was an internet show, and they just like interviewed weird people. But like it was like this dude, Little Internet, and he was making C-Punk music. And
C-Punk.
And his real name was Julian. So somebody sent me that, and I was like, oh. And then I like created C-Flunk because I don't know. I was flunk failure, C-Punk. It was a play on words, and I liked C-Flunk so much, so that's like the name I use for like video games and shit.
It's weird because my username for a very long time has been Effectator, and that just stemmed from. You ever heard of Scratch? This one website.
Oh man.
Scratch.mit.edu. The little cat, remember that?
Yes, and you would make like little videos and shit.
Yeah, it was basically like teaching very rudimentary like programming to kids and stuff.
Yeah, I used to do that in
there was this
computer class.
There was this fucking website at the time called Wub Machine where you could put a song and it would make like a remix of the song just like automated. And so I thought I was like a fucking musician putting songs in there. And so I was like, I'm putting effects over songs, so I'm the effectator.
Oh my lord.
God, if I could go back in time and like punch myself in the head so I went unconscious and forgot about that whole idea, I would change my username. I hate the effectator username, but I'm like committed to it now.
I like it. I don't know. It's interesting. Like that's why I just kept C-Flunk because like it's I like weird.
Like C-Flunk, effectator, those things like they're very aesthetically pleasing looking names for some reason.
Yeah. I agree.
I don't know what it is about it, but like anytime somebody tries to pronounce my username, they're like fuck, man, why didn't I just go with like fucking fizzy beef, some dumb shit that anybody can pronounce, you know?
There's always time to change it.
Nah, man, I'm committed. I can't go back. I'm too deep into it. Speaking of going back though, Jules Burne's Greatest Shits, which by the way, fucking bless you for putting a release together called Jules Burne's Greatest Shits.
Yeah, Greatest Shits. All my early work is in that.
Oh my god, I love that. Are we gonna get any more remakes? Because, you know, Numb to Fairly to Partly Cloudy, like, dude, I would suck a dick to get Sniffing Glue into like a full band song.
Damn, I can spill the beans a little bit. I can.
Oh fuck, dude, are we getting an APR podcast recordings, which is a very redundant way of saying the name of my podcast? Are we getting an exclusive?
Yeah, I guess. Like,
oh shit, dude.
We have been working on like I'm trying to just write original songs for the release, but like, you know, some have to go on.
Yeah.
So like Sniffing Glue is not going to be on this one, but I have been
podcast
trying
over.
to.
Sorry, no, you can't. We're done here.
I'm sorry.
Jules, Jules, I just stopped recording. I wanted to let you know that like things that we've been building up to. I just don't think that like you like really belong on the record label anymore. I feel like there's some.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm fired.
Dude, oh fuck it. I feel. Where did you? Because you've been working with Captain Crook Records for a little while. How did they find you?
They found me through. Oh god, I can't remember if I found them through Corn 420 on Instagram and Twitter.
Oh,
he's Clyde
okay.
Webb. He makes music under Hot Leather.
Corn 420.
Corn 420. He's fantastic.
Okay.
He makes really interesting, like, chiptune-esque punk tracks, and they're really cool. And he put out his record on their label, and then looking through their record catalog, they put out my friend's record.
Captain Crook Records. I don't know where they fucking get like a tenth of that. Did you see the Burne album?
Yeah, that's actually Slade. Slade, who runs the label, is in that band.
What?
Yeah, they're fucking, like, I love Slade and Whitney. They're so great.
God.
I
think it was in when they sent me Window. I got the cassette that I bought for Window. I got a download code or something. So I was like, I'll go download it. I'll always put in a download code that somebody gives me, just so that way they get that little icon up on their like supported by thing.
Yeah, that's always good to do.
But fucking, I listened to one song, and it's called like "Clop Till You Drop," and I'm like, fuck, God, no. That's the only thing I've ever removed from my Bandcamp collection.
Oh no, dude! I like it. Like, it's some crazy shit. Like, I just like listening to it.
Is it all ironic? Is it all ironic, or is it?
I really don't think so. I mean, I think it's self-aware, but I think it's like, they're just making some fun music like that they like.
On the same vein as that, I noticed that you've retweeted Buff Correll sometimes.
Oh my God. I love him so much.
Dude, he is one of those people where I just have no idea like what is an act and what isn't.
I don't know, because it's the like eyebrows and like,
dude, the fucking hair, how the front
Vaseline hair,
how like from the very top, like highest point of his head is all up, spiked up like a fucking Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, he is such a character. If you're listening to this podcast and you have any connection with him, please get him to cover KK Slider.
KK Slider's, I think he does like bops.
He does. Call Me Back When You Get This, or King of Trash Island. That'd be great.
No, he's got to do Fairly to Partly Cloudy, dude. He's got so much energy in that song. I can't imagine it. He has like 3 notes in his range. It is true. Amazing. Oh my God, I'm glad he looks less deranged now that he isn't like taping up pictures of himself with like fucking painter's tape on his wall.
Yeah, now that he's got frames.
Yeah. I don't know if that's weirder or not.
I don't know either, but like, it looks less serial killery because he's just in one bedroom.
At least with the painter's tape, I could be like, you know what? He just fucking threw that up there to make a funny video. But now that he's like gone to he's like committed and framed these things.
Yeah, dude, I love him so much. Like, God, I love him
too. Oh my God. How much do you think of that is like him playing a character?
I hope none of it.
That's what I want to think too, because he seems. I haven't seen a single image of him in the last like fucking however many years when he started doing that getup. I haven't seen any pictures of him outside that getup.
No, I think, and especially for that level of that look where the eyebrows are like his whole forehead.
And that's not even like an uncommon thing too. There's some people that actually like. Have you ever seen that picture of that guy who was like injecting shit into his biceps, and he has like these nasty like pool floaty like biceps, and he's standing next to this girl who has like 4-inch thick drawn on eyebrows like across the entire forehead?
I definitely have seen that. Yeah.
if they can go out of the house looking like that, is it really so crazy that Buff Correll would do that?
I guess not. It's normal. Maybe I should start doing that.
It's normal. It's normal. It's totally.
It's completely normal. Yeah.
Oh my God. Despite the fact that like I wouldn't say a single one of his videos is like good content, I love the fuck out of him. He's like still like one of my top favorite channels on YouTube.
I think his content is great content. It belongs in a museum on like loop. Like 50 years from now, there will be a modern art museum with just him.
What does he do when he comes up to the microphone? He's like, what does he fucking do?
He has some crazy chants. He's like, okay, Buff Correll coming at you. We got going on. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Like, he just like goes for it and starts saying some shit. He's like,
do you think he snapped, or it like took him a while to just like transitioned into that character?
I don't know.
Not to imply that he is a character, but to imply that like the look that he has now, the person that he is now.
I think he must have had it in him like forever, and then it just slowly started to creep out of him. And then one day he just woke up and was like, I need a picture of myself on my wall.
Have you seen those really early pictures of him before he lost weight, where he just looks like any normal human being?
No.
He was like kind of just a chubby black guy, and then he got like in shape, and I don't know if like the adrenaline from working out just like made him become a psycho, or this fucking guy, Buff Correll.
Yeah, I just don't think it is.
Bless your soul, Buff.
Yeah, honestly, shout out.
You think he's gonna change his first name to Buff one day?
I hope. But what happens when he's not Buff? He's just always gonna be Buff.
He has to be like 80 years old with like crazy pecs.
He's gonna be sitting there.
But that won't look crazy because he's like an old person. Well, it'll look crazy, but it'll look crazy, dude. I think it's just like, I don't know. You'll see old people just like acting like crazy, and it seems like normal. So maybe he just like had that phase like really early on.
Maybe onset old.
He has like
elderly.
Alzheimer's at the age of like 20. How I want him to change his name to Buff. It's like Macaulay Culkin. Did you see the thing he did?
Didn't he change his middle name to something?
Yeah, he started a poll, and it was like because he started like an entertainment website, and he wanted to do like a poll to get people to change his middle name. One of them was like Macaulay publicity stunt Culkin, and Macaulay like bring back the McRib McCulkin or something like that. And then the one that everybody decided on was Macaulay Culkin. So his middle name is also Macaulay Culkin.
Did he actually do it?
He said like hand on my heart, I will change my name to whatever my middle name to whatever you guys vote on.
Holy fuck. I really hope he did that.
What's your middle name? I know some people don't have middle names.
My middle name is Michael.
Oh. Is your name Julian Michael Michaels?
No. My last name is Hannabarger.
What?
Yeah.
Hannabarger? Holy shit, dude. No wonder why I couldn't find any dirt on you. No.
Yeah.
Wow. Hannabarger. I've never heard that last name before in my life.
It's German. My dad's side of the family is German and Scottish.
I guess if your full name isn't Julian Michaels, then I guess a lot of people don't say the Jillian Michaels comment unless they know your middle name, right?
No, because like I go by like Julian Michaels, so it's like I do mostly everything under that name, so that's just basically my like name. That's my name I use for like all my art stuff.
That's something that also they used to tease me about. My middle name is Patrick because my dad's first name is Patrick and he's a fucking narcissist. Yeah. No. People were always like, oh, fucking Patrick SpongeBob, blah, blah, this, that. It's weird. They'll take any name they can get. Yeah. Mine was Hamburglar. It still is. It still is. See, that doesn't even sound like an insult. That sounds like a compliment. Hamburglar. My partner, they never like were given a middle name. And so when they transitioned and like changed their first name, they couldn't think of a middle name because they were just like so not used to having a middle name. What did they choose? They didn't. They still don't have a middle name. Oh shit. There's so many options. I know, right? Well, I have to tell them that now. Oh fuck. Cool. Okay. So many of these things I wrote down seem like misses, and we're already like an hour and a half into this. I think I'm gonna wrap this up. All right. This went much better than I expected. You know, good first episode. Yeah, fucking dude, we're coming out swinging. When I saw the Z to A interview, it seemed very like kind of like it feels a little awkward in here. You know, like it feels like almost like a job interview. You know, where like you don't want to step out of line, but like you and I like message each other memes and shit, so I guess plus we've been working together for almost 3 years now. Saying working together feels weird. It's weird, but yeah, it's true though. That's so crazy. Oh god, I never thought about that. The fact that I am like, I guess I'm not, I don't employ anybody. If anything, like my fucking musicians employ me to like do their shit. I guess, yeah, we're like, do this. It very much just feels like, that's what I love about APR. It very much just feels like a circle of not even if not everybody talks to each other, it feels like people that all like respect each other, and I love that.
Yeah, like I always feel weird like when people message the group and they're like, because we have a group chat, but if people message the group and they're like, oh, I don't really know how to interact here, I'm always like, dude, like we're already homies, because like
we're always like fucking joshing around. We had to start a second group chat because the project that we're organizing, like, it just kept getting filled with shit posts, so we had to start a second group chat for shit posts,
because it was just
and like
car
just
crash girlfriend stuff. Stop and Shop and me just fucking
I love them so much,
spamming shit.
Bless fucking the people in that group chat that just read shit and don't comment anything. I have no idea how they fucking put up with us.
They're probably like, oh god, like every time their phone goes off, they're like, what is this? What are they talking about?
Like, most group chats I'm in, I mute them because like too many texts, but like I don't want to miss any fucking stuff from the APR family, so I keep that unmuted. So like whenever Rusty is just like losing his mind, I just get my phones. Oh, I love.
It's so great. Yeah, no, I really like the community that we have. You know,
we need to make it bigger, and I need to overwork myself.
That's true. Honestly, let's do a festival. I honestly, with this podcast though, I feel like it's gonna be something. Like, it'll be good to start a conversation and add
more.
You
know, like humanize us a little more. You'll get to see the side of us that isn't writing songs about how much we want to kill ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a fun note to leave on. You know what? Oh, also, Julian, I need you to sign right here so I can use the songs that I mentioned to play throughout the podcast, and you just sign right here.
I got
and this also just all the copyright goes to me for the rest of your life.
Oh yeah, sure, that sounds right. Like that, I'll never get fucked over. I've never watched behind the music.
So thank you for tuning in to Arbitrary. You know what? What's the name of this goddamn show? Arbitrary Podcast
Phrase.
Recordings.
Oh
no, Arbitrary Phrase Records. You know what? I'm a sucker for jokes in names of things. So because Arbitrary Phrase Records, I don't know if I told you this, is just like a joke on how fucking every indie label for some reason just names their record label after some random goddamn phrase.
Right. Like Take This to Heart.
Take This to Heart, Stone's Throw, Run for Cover, Bar None.
Mm-hmm. Bar None.
All of them, just I came up with my own arbitrary phrase.
I like it.
And I realized that the word phrase also shares the first letter with the word podcast. So I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Arbitrary podcast recordings. And it's arbitrary because there are no set dates on when podcasts will be released. But let me clue you listeners in, all three of you. Our next guest, Wes Easterly and Chris. Last name?
Oh, shit.
I know his last name. I don't know how to pronounce it. Jokin?
I think it's Jokin.
Fucking Chris be joking up on my podcast next month, maybe. Hopefully.
Shout out to Sister Sandy. Go
fucking
download that.
Whirlpool by Sister Sandy on Spotify.
Honestly, so good.
Thank you for tuning in to Arbitrary Podcast Recordings. I have been me. This has been him. Thank you for tuning in.
Goodbye.